Guys, what is up? Sowerz here with a video on Call of Duty. What is going on? I know there's a gameplay as well in the background in this one, which I haven't done in a while. And it's from when I played with Tech about a week ago. And we played some pretty unknown teams because it was on the Xbox One. You might not be able to tell, you might be able to tell, I'm not sure. But we played about a week ago and I just picked up for them. And I got a pretty decent-ish gameplay, so I thought, instead of just seeing my face on the screen all the time, it's becoming a vlog channel. I thought I'll stick this gameplay in the background and talk a bit about this event that's happening this weekend. If you haven't heard about it, then I don't know where you've been. But to explain why I've not really uploaded over the last 2 weeks, I've been doing a lot of uni work, just some other things I've had to do. And yeah, I can promise you after Champs I'll be grinding my backside off to getting a good team sorted. I have some plans sorted already, so that should be announced next week hopefully. And I'll be able to go I-Series and all that good stuff. And I can't wait to get back into it, get streaming again and get uploading, like I did on Black Ops 2, and hopefully a lot of you guys will be there. But this video is about Call of Duty Champs, it's not about me. And so I'm going to give a few minutes, talk about which teams I think are going to do well, which teams might struggle. But first of all, I want to say which team I think is going to win. And I think you've got to say Complexity are going to win this weekend. There's been a few events, there's been the Optic LAN, there's been the I think it was the UGC LAN, which obviously had quite a few teams there, and then the Envy LAN where TCM went. So pretty much the top 8 teams from what I know, or top 4 or 5 teams even, have all played on LAN. So all those teams I think are going to have a massive advantage going into it. But I think Complexity, they have the winning mentality, they have the experience, and I think this year for them they've got a real point to prove. They've won all these events throughout the year, but they have never won the Call of Duty Championships or a Call of Duty XP event. And that's essentially what they will have been thinking about for this last year. Winning all these little MLG events and stuff, to them, that's something they're used to doing now. But this is, I know every single team going into it wants to win this event, but to them, I think they're going to really step up another level. I think the LAN that they had with TK and some other teams there, from what I've heard, they played really well there and they seem to click. And I think to look beyond Complexity is a pretty tough one. So there'll be my prediction for first. I cannot see anybody really beating them. People were probably thinking, why have I not chosen SB? Well, I just think that SB, yeah, they played well at US Finals, but did they hit their peak there? They played in quite a different style, and they did completely overrun most teams, but still had some close calls. Envy almost beat them. Complexity, when it came to the actual grand final, kind of matched them as well. But I just feel like for them, to keep that. I know they've landed against Optic, but I still feel as though, even watching them against Optic, they've been struggling quite a bit, but the last day they looked really good. But it doesn't mean that they can't win the event. I just think that Complexity really are just going to step up this weekend. I think I could see them demolishing the competition, I really could. But I think SB are strong candidates to push them all the way. I think they'll come second or third, SB. I won't be surprised if they did come third, because I think TK is another team that I'm going to give a shout here. And I think as well Envy. I think it's between those 3 teams to beat Complexity. But outside of them, obviously there's TCM and Epsilon, and there's a few of American teams as well. But I think FaZe is one of those teams that could possibly cause an upset. They've looked really good online. But you've got to say Complexity have got that LAN experience. I think TK have been so consistent throughout the last year as well, just as consistent as Complexity in terms of the placings. Like, they've come second at a lot of events. So for me, they are a very strong team, especially with Formal and Goonjar, 2 top players. I think if they show up, they're going to have a real strong chance and could possibly win the event as well. I think it's between TK and Complexity, if I had to say. I think SB third or fourth. Envy, from what I've heard, they've looked really good against TCM, some pretty unique strats and ways of playing. They're one of the more passive teams. They kind of take their time when they're pushing up maps, and they don't really play this all-out aggressive gameplay that SB play. So I think that's kind of why when SB played Envy, they kind of struggled against Envy. Maybe Envy are the kind of counter to how SB play, maybe. I'm not so sure. But I think Envy, I don't know if Envy can win the event. That's the thing. I think Envy have got a really strong chance of beating SB and TK, but I think against Complexity, I just can't see them beating them. I think if I'm going to predict Complexity first, I think I'm going to give Envy second. I've just got a feeling they could pull something out. Then third, TK. Then fourth, SB. I think that's going to be my top 4. I think TCM or Epsilon will get 5th. I think you've got to probably say TCM are the favourites for the European side of things, because they have proved themselves and they've been at this LAN. So actually I would say TCM 5th. And I think Epsilon top 8. I think that's pretty reasonable to say that's how it'll all go. But I want to know your predictions. Let me know. Tweet me if you don't want to comment below. Then if you want to comment below, drop your comments below. It'd be good to get what your opinions are. But I kind of wanted to talk a bit about champs and just kind of update you guys about what I've been doing. Just saying I'm not dead or anything. But I will be back next week. I will be uploading. I'll be getting some live streams going and playing with some of you guys as well. I really can't wait to get back into it. But I've been busy with uni work. I can't wait to get out of the way. It's been a grind. But hopefully it'll all be worth it, and I'll be able to play a lot of Call of Duty this year and get back to where I feel like I can be. But I want to say thank you all for watching. Thanks for sticking around on the channel. And I know I've been doing this for a few years now, and I've not been as consistent as I'd like to be. So I appreciate those of you who keep coming back and dropping likes on the videos. You guys really help me out, and I'll be back next week. So thank you all for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this weekend, and I will see you next week.